We've all seen statistics that are very compelling, that the women's marketplace is a growing one, that they're gaining more and more power, and they're gaining more and more access to wealth. 95% of all women will be in charge of their finances during the course of their lifetime.
70% of women fire their advisor after the death or divorce of their spouse. And so that's a really large number, and we're trying to educate advisors to not be part of that 70% and learn how to work with women, how to work with women as part of a couple. It's important to keep your business. I think that there's differences in how you approach men and women clients, and women really want an advisor to listen to them. They think it's really important that their needs are heard. They might think of things a little bit differently than a man would. So it's important that advisors pay attention to the nuances with women, and that's more than just, you don't want to paint everything pink. You want to make sure that you're sitting across from a woman. Maybe there's no barrier. Maybe you don't sit at a desk. Maybe you change your office structure a little bit. There are a lot of different things that you can do that make a woman feel like you really understand her and that you're listening to her needs, because that's of paramount importance. We've been doing a lot of education, and we found that that's been really, really helpful. So for instance, last year's conference, we did 2 sessions on working with women, really understanding the nuances between women, because you can't paint all women with a broad brush. So we did a session on one size doesn't fit all to really understand the differences with types of women that you could work with. We also did one on the differences of investing strategies that you might want to approach for women. Women live longer, they generally have less retirement assets, and we found that advisors who attended those sessions have actually increased their assets with women at a rate of 77% higher than advisors who didn't attend those sessions. So we see it paying off in advisors in what they're doing in their business.
I think you have to ask yourself some tough questions in the space of, am I equipped? Do I have the resources? Do I have the expertise? Do I have the endurance to understand and appreciate what is involved with servicing any segment? And in some cases, there are longer lead times. However, women are 4 times likely to refer than their male counterparts. So the payoff is great if you win the loyalty. It does take time to build trust and credibility, which means you have to have good empathy, listening skills, and talk about things that are of emotive values as opposed to only the portfolio.
It's a basic practice management. You really should focus on a niche that you work with the best. So take a look at your clients and find out, who do you work with best? Do you end up working with widows really well? Then maybe that's someone that you should target. Some people work great with executive women, and that's something that they should target in their practice. But really, I would say, yeah, absolutely take a look and segment your business similar to the way that you would do it as just a general practice management strategy.
It's important to have focus. And the more you look at the types of segmentation that you can do and identify places that are mutually exclusive, you'll have better results. So commonly we see people say they work with baby boomers, they work with Gen X, they work with sandwich generation or retirees and widows. However, that's not mutually exclusive. I could be a millennial, however, that would not necessarily preclude me from being a retiree. So the more you can get identifiers that are distinct, the better service mechanism you can create to endear yourselves to them. The next thing you have to look at is their age groupings. There are different generational influences on their behavior overall, and that's important in your approach so you can customize and tailor your communications with those specific groups. Then you layer in the life circumstances. Are they widowed? Are they divorced? Do they have other considerations that we need to weigh? For example, the state of California, 28% of women are breadwinners as opposed to 22%, which is the national average. And then the predisposition of the willingness to work with financial advisors. The state of Michigan is 54% for women wanting to work and partner with financial advisors and seeking advice versus the national average of 35%. And I would absolutely use that to your advantage.
Except for divorced women, women show no preference for the gender of their advisor. They just want someone that they can trust and who's going to listen to them. So it's absolutely an open field for male or female advisors.